The struggle and juggle is real. Monica Allen. This week has been long. Let's get into it. You have the power to be the boss of your own life. I'm your host, Monica Allen. I'm a wife, mom, entrepreneur, best-selling author, lifelong learner, and your biz bestie. I have a love and passion for all things small business. Growing my own company from $700 to over 7 figures annually, my goal is to bring you inspiration, business-focused topics and tips, encouragement, and a community that helps you launch, grow, and scale your business, whether you are a dreamer, a side hustler, or a seasoned entrepreneur. You are listening to the Become Your Own Boss podcast. This episode is being brought to you by Zeus's Closet, where we're like a tattoo shop for your clothes. If your team doesn't already have company gear, or if you already have some, but you need a refresh, you can visit the link in our show notes to grab our solopreneur package. It's back. Simply visit Zeus'sCloset.com, or again, click the link in the show notes to grab company gear for you and your team. I had planned on bringing you an episode around social media this week, but I will have to post that next week because I've had no time to work on putting together that episode. Ethan's been out of town this week. He had an opportunity to travel to South Africa for Entrepreneurs Organization's Global Leadership Conference, or as they call it, GLC. He is on the Atlanta chapter's board. So members of the board go to GLC each year and they receive board training. They go to seminars around their businesses and classes. And fortunately, Ethan even had an opportunity to speak in one of the sessions, which is amazing and fantastic because he gets in front of all of these people. He had the opportunity to get in front of all of these people from around the world, which is amazing and something that he desires to do. So I am so proud of him. Initially, we thought about taking the whole family. We thought we'd go a week ahead of the conference so the kids could see and experience South Africa. But after talking it through, we thought this may not be the best time of year to do this because both of the kids have assessments and something here in Georgia called Georgia Milestones, which is a statewide test that they give to students to see how well they're doing. It's really, to me, a test more so for the teachers and how they're doing, but it's something that they have to do. This will be Legend's first year taking it, and we just didn't think it would be a great time for us to go on a family trip in the middle of the school year. And if you're a parent here, especially in the U.S., I don't know about other places, but towards the end of the school year, there are just back-to-back things happening, and it can be very overwhelming. But we wanted to just give them an opportunity to really focus on their studies, and we knew that this would not be a good time to go. That being said, though, this week I've had to juggle a lot, and it's primarily because I'm used to having someone here to help juggle with me. We can kind of throw balls back and forth, but just to kind of give you a glimpse of just the past few days, and this is why this week has been so long to me. I really feel like it should be the start of a new week, but I'm just here on Thursday recording this and telling you about my week because it has been a long one. But I worked on Saturday because we're still short-staffed, and you know, if you own your own business, especially if it's a small business, when you don't have people there, you have to jump in, you have to do it. So I worked on Saturday. Luckily, my mom is amazing, and she and my dad took the kids for the weekend, so that was great. But then we went to an event on Sunday. Monday, there was a podcast interview scheduled, so I did that. I did take a moment to go get a pedicure, which was awesome. And then the kids came back home from school, of course, and there's homework and there's music lessons and all the things. And so that's great. It's wonderful. We had a good day that day. And then Tuesday we jump in, and to me, Tuesday's kind of the start of my actual work week where I am out of the house, I'm going to the office, I'm doing all the things. And so on Tuesday I had some extra things because I run a few different businesses. And so I had a coaching client I went to her office, which I absolutely love because I love talking to people about their businesses and their lives and how to calibrate it all. So that was great. But then had to run back to the office. I had appointments, and my mom, again, amazing woman. She was able to grab the kiddos from school. She took Legend to gymnastics, and then we came home later that evening. And then, of course, then there's Wednesday, I took a moment on Wednesday to actually go get a massage because I just felt so tense and stressed, truthfully. So much so that when the masseuse got to my shoulders, she said, "Oh my goodness." So I know that's where I hold all of my tension, all of my stress, all of my anxiety. It's all in my shoulders and upper back. And so I enjoyed that, but I am really sore today because she got in there really good. And then I had my accountability group that I host each week. Another thing that I love because I'm talking to small business owners and talking about their wins, holding them accountable to their goals. And that is just a joy for me. And then after that, I had a call with my other business partners on Trifecta Group Coaching because we just signed on a new client to help her with her business. So all great things, but just a very, very busy week. And that's not even the whole of it yet. I still have a lot more to go because there's a banquet, an athletic banquet for my daughter tonight. And we found out earlier this week that it's semi-formal. Well, my daughter doesn't normally wear a whole bunch of dresses. So we're like, okay, we've got to go find your dress. So that was yesterday as well. Dress, hair, shoes, the things that moms tend to do when their girls need dresses or whatever. And dads will do it too. I know they'll do the same thing. And then this beautiful young lady of a daughter of mine turns 13 next week. Unbelievable how fast the time goes by. But there's a party to plan this weekend. So just a lot going on. And I'm also very excited about a mother-son dance, grandmother-son dance that my kid's school is having on Friday. So just a lot going on with that. Had to get him shoes, and it's a sneaker ball. So had to get him shoes for that. And he already has a tux, and I have sneakers and a dress, and it's going to be great. But the week has been long. And out of all of that, I have a few takeaways. Imagine that. But I have learned this week, and I already know this, but I had to give myself grace because I can't do everything. And therefore, I've had to close the office a little bit earlier, not take appointments as late as I normally would because I can't be everywhere. I can't do everything. And so I say that to you as well, to give yourself grace, because as business owners, as parents, as daughters, as sons, we just can't do everything. So give yourself grace. And then, as I mentioned, my quote at the top of this episode, the struggle and juggle is real. And that is true. I literally feel like I have been in the circus this week and I'm just juggling it all. And I'm fine. I still have energy. I've been taking my supplements. All is well, but it is a juggle to do all of those things. And in that juggle, my takeaway also is that having a partner is very helpful. And that's a partner in life, partner in business. Having a partner can be very, very helpful because when one person isn't there, another person can take the reins and vice versa. And I bring this up because someone in my accountability group yesterday asked about whether she should consider taking on a partner in a business that she's starting. And though I cautioned her because it's really important that if you're going to take on a partner in business, that you really know that person and you really, really know who's going to be responsible for what, how the communication will be, because you want to make sure that you're on similar pages. You may not do the same things because the whole point of having a partner is for weaknesses that you have, your partner fills in those and vice versa. Or at least that's my opinion. But you have to be very careful in partnership because they can go astray. That people can feel like they're doing more than another person. Perhaps someone's putting in more money and the other person's putting in more sweat equity. But understanding all of those things is very, very important when you're taking on a partner or you're starting a business that is in partnership. So for me and Ethan, it's pretty straightforward. We are partners in relationship. We are partners in business. And I truly have missed my partner this week in all of those things because when I am not available, he picks up whatever slack that I have and vice versa in family or in business. So having a partner is great. I recently started a new business with 2 partners and so far so good. But we also respect each other. We know our roles. And again, so far, so good. I just wanted to share those things. Give yourself grace. Yes, there's going to be the struggle. There's going to be the juggle, but it's part of being a business owner. It's part of being human. And then should you decide to take on a partner, just evaluate that. Even if it's your spouse, there's some people, Ethan and I started our business together before we were even married, but there's some people who are married and then they go into business together. Matter of fact, I'm going to be bringing you an episode around that in a few weeks where Ethan and I both interviewed a couple that the husband started the business and the wife just came into the business about a year ago. And so we're going to talk through how that's been going. That's something to think about. If you need a partner, if you think a partner would be helpful to you, then it's something to think about. So I just wanted to share with you my week this week. I know this is not my norm, but we all have these moments where it's just like, whoa, a lot is happening. And I just kind of wanted to share that with you because sometimes when we're talking, things can look so beautiful. It's almost like social media. Things look so great because you're only posting all of the positive. And sometimes people post the negative as well, post the hardships. But I wanted to share with you just kind of my rough week this week. It hasn't been all bad. It's been really nice to connect with the kids. I kind of had them all to myself, but at the same time, it is a juggle. And I wanted to share that. Before I let you go, because I am going to jump off in a little bit, this is episode 150 of the podcast. Now, technically, I have posted more episodes than that, but some of them have just been bonus episodes. This is officially a full episode of 150. And on top of that, this podcast celebrated 3 years on Saturday. It was launched on April 22nd, 2020, right in the midst of the pandemic. And I'm super proud to still be going. And I pray that this has brought you knowledge, education, inspiration, and just extra information that you need to grow, sustain, maintain, scale your business, because that is what we're all about. I do thank you for tuning in today, and I truly want you to know that I'm grateful for you taking the time to listen. As I like to request, please take a moment, follow me on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok if you prefer TikTok, but also take a moment to go over to Apple or Spotify and rate and review the podcast. Please share it with a friend. If you have a chance to write a written review, great. I would love that. But remember, now is the time. Now is the time to level up, leave a legacy, and become your own boss.